Hello and welcome back to Deadfire. So, we need to go find Seraphin's friend somewhere in Sayuka. We do not know where currently, but Sayuka is not very big, so it should be fairly easy. I suspect the longhouse, but I also want to check out the market. We'll head up this way and see what we got.
Oi, Cap! There he be! There be Romaro! Sure is my arse be blue!
I didn't take very long at all, did it? Seraphin runs to meet an old white-robed man.
I wish you'd not come, my lad. Pleased though I be to see you. Even Aldi's anarchists spare no mercy for mutineers.
Seraphin breaks away and peers up at Romaro.
Aye, but you, a traitor? The very thought of it be ludicrous.
He spreads his open palms wide to either side.
Return with us. I'll be protecting you, and we'll be seeing of your fair judging.
With a slow shake of his head, Romaro swallows.
I can't, Blue. Much as I loathe to leave. I'm dead to these waters, and they to me.
Seraphin gapes and sputters before finding his response.
Break my biscuits and call me Swabby. You've gone addled in your dotage, ain't you?
The Orlin looks to you, lower lip twitching.
Captain, unsheathe that silvered tongue of yours, and talk some damn sense into this old sort.
Oh wow, okay. Let's see where we want to go with this. Why did you leave the Principe?
The Principi have changed, and not for the better. Once, we aligned behind a common purpose. Now, we fractured into two extremes, each wallowing in its own corruption.
Where did you intend to go? Where do you intend to go?
My crew, those few souls who followed me from the Sorcerer, and I set sail for lands west. The Reach, perhaps, or the Living Lands. Perhaps we'll run trade from Edir or Valia. Wherever fortune leads.
But that be the far fucking side of Aora.
Ach, a journey and a half, to be certain.
Why did you leave Fort Deadlight? You might have been safe there.
I couldn't bear to remain, sheltered or no. It's a hopeless feeling, bearing witness to the slow decline of something I once held such pride in.
There still be pride to be had. Honor, too. Things be changing, sure as shit. But you can't thread them narrows if you ain't even at the wheel.
I hope I'm wrong, if only for your sake. I don't think the Principe can survive as is, and I can't watch something I devoted my life to sink into ruin.
Is it true, what you're accused of?
I've not heard every charge against me, but that of mutiny, of that charge, I bear guilt.
Seraphin's ears droop. He reaches for Romaro, but stops short, letting his hands fall.
Why? The Sorcerer were our home and kin. We're our cock-swelling pride. And you bartered it to an half-drowned old elf for a pint-bilged fucking clipper?
Staring intently on the ground at Romaro's feet, Seraphin shakes, his fists balled at his sides.
14 years I spent swabbing them decks. Longer yet for you. Captain Bastion trusted you. I trusted you.
His glare rises to meet Romaro's eyes.
Ach, bon amico.
Romaro's mouth opens briefly before closing again and he swallows.
Sientere, Seraphin. I've disappointed you, hurt you. No words can justify my actions. I only hope you believe me, that I did what needed doing.
How can I?
With a tired shrug, Seraphin looks away. Okay. Got a lot of options, so I think I want to ask the next question. Yeah, let's just ask the next question. Romaro, did this have something to do with your captain trafficking slaves?
How did you?
Romaro blinks, then shakes his head.
Captain Bastion had the Sorcerer slaving.
Romaro frowns at his dark, wrinkled hands and rubs his palms together. Seraphin blinks, expression blank, his mouth opens, closes, opens again. His fur bristles, ears angling lower.
Slaving? What kind of fathom-headed hornswoggle be this? The Sorcerer were my kin. They weren't slaving. I hunted slavers for the captain. freed slaves together.
So I also believed. But Bastian sold those we saved to the Crooksburg slavers. I found records of it in his quarters, almost a decade's worth. When I confronted him, it went poorly.
Rage rushes through your blood, flushing your skin, and cold hate spirals along the length of your spine as confusion blurs your vision. Let's let the visions come. Sand beneath your feet, crusted and blooded, and young and small, filthy and shaking in the fright. Cheers from all corners, jeers too, and the shouts of the kith before you. A Maua and thrice your height, heavy-muscled and soft fat wrapped in bright robes. Don't make me go again, you plead. Don't make me. His heavy hand sends you sprawling in the sand to a chorus of jubilant applause. You bounce to your feet as the other slave boy approaches. You feel his thoughts, a tickle in the back of your mind, his fear, greater than your own. But what can you do? Only one may live. You silence everything but the anger, but the hate, and it propels you. It propels your snapping teeth and grasping hands. The blows light but fast, and the other youth all screams.
Sientere, bon amico. Forgive me.
Romaro stands a bit unsteadily. Oh, so now we know why Seraphin acted as he did on Crooksburg.
I meant you not to know. To keep your faith in our traditions, to remain optimistic, a bright star within the Principe.
You okay, Seraphin? Seraphin snorts and shakes his head. Moisture mats the fur beneath his eyes. Well, Seraphin, you've heard Romaro's confession. What would you do with him now? It's his choice, it's not. He's not our friend.
Cut him loose, Cap. Aye, he did the Deadfire a fine turn by sinking them slavers. But among the Consuelo, mutiny means death. Bet Guanfer a no.
We'll leave you be then, Romaro.
Agrasima, Watcher. The Clipper will be loaded soon, and then we'll be away. Cores, Seraphin. Bon amico. Take this. May you have rare cause to use it.
He provides Seraphin a tightly wrapped package. Fire in the hole. A new blunderbuss. Alright. As loud and stubby as its owner, this hand mortar marries the short, wide barrel of blunderbuss to the lightness of a pistol. True hand mortars launch grenades and are unpopular shipboard and elsewhere due to the ridiculous danger of igniting one explosive to propel another. Seraphin claims to have modified to fire great... Oh, sorry, I missed a word. Seraphin claims to have had his modified to fire grape shot by a dwarf gunsmith named Casselian that he used to crew with aboard the Sorcerer. Despite doubts of the veracity of his story, the efficacy of the gun and the roaring cloud of burning metal it projects is rarely questioned. Okay. Does it have... Alright, no, it said something about a pistol, and I was like, does it have longer range? No, same range. Okay, interesting.
I hope we meet again someday. On calmer seas.
Cores, bon amico.
Seraphin turns away.
Ahoy, Captain!
Seraphin snaps to salute, a wide smile splashed across his furry face. What are you so happy about?
Most everything, Cap. Truth be told, I've not felt so cosy in a crew since my tour on the Sorcerer. With Romaro and the lot. Good times and a half, that.
Our ship is a family to me. I consider you a brother, Seraphin.
Methinks me more crazy uncle than brother. But I appreciate your saying it all the same. By way of expressing my gratitude, I've a tribute to be presenting. It's meant to be worn by a great captain. I think you rightly qualify. And I think you'll look right spiff in it too.
Where'd you get this?
Romaro gifted it to me when I took leave of the Sorcerer. He had this notion I'd make captain myself someday.
Does this mean that you don't want to be a captain?
Mayhaps I coveted a captain's quarters when I were a wee swabby. But serving with Ferrante, with yourself, seeing what leading a crew takes, well, I reckon it's like marrying. It just ain't for me.
Why not?
Now, for first, I've got less than an all-in's thimble worth of patience for all the politics, glad-handing, cronyism and sycophancy that goes along with the Consuelo.
He shakes his head, then breaks the gesture with a grin and taps the center of his chest.
But mostly, this heart be twice as soft as this belly. Probably as furry too.
He chuckles.
Mayhaps I could captain a boat like yourself, all even-keeled and kindly. But you're a rare sort, aren't you?
Most helms could use a captain with a thimble of self-awareness.
I've always had a way with the lasses.
He winks. Thank you for the gift.
Pleasure be entirely mine, Cap. May it serve you at least half as well as I.
He bows deeply, then salutes and turns away. Fair favor. Okay. To hit, 10% hit to crit chance, and 10% crit damage with daggers, rapiers, sabers, stilettos, and swords. Ooh, nice. Alright, thank you. Now that is interesting, because currently we have this, our Black Blade's hood. But this one that he's just given us, I mean, minus the action speed, it is pretty much like losing the perception, but apart from that, it's fairly as good. Yeah, and it gives you a higher chance to crit. Well, I think we have to wear it, obviously. Look at that. That is nice. Then the 1 perception crits to hits with ranged weapons. I mean, that would go to... Well, yeah, that is going to have to go to Maya. But... interesting. Or it could go to Seraphon. Yeah. Although that does not look very good on Seraphon. Looks a little weird, if I'm 100% honest with you. The ranged accuracy, actually, maybe that is fine going to Seraphon. Yeah, that looks much better on him now. Although, that does mean that she's lost the eye patch. And gained a hood. Yeah. I mean, it looks better on her than it does on Seraphon, which is my main logic. And then his new gun... I need to open all of these, don't I? Yeah. That one goes down there. This one goes up here. And then this one's going to go over here. Right. Oh my. It's so much better than the kitchen. Oh, but this is multi-shot. Okay. Shoots 4 projectiles of 4 to 9. It means it's 16 to 36. Which is a lot more. It means I want to replace the hand mortar. Yeah. Okay. Place the hand mortar. Yeah. Unless I did the calculation wrong. No, that should be fine. That's fine. Fire in the hole. We can also upgrade it. And we got chain shots, the only one we can actually get right now, because the rest of them need regents. Ranged attacks bounce once. But also increases the reload time. I do like it bouncing once, though. Kind of neat. We'll get that. Right. Well, let's go, I guess. We did that much quicker than I thought we would. Right. Subtle markings on the fish's hide suggest the lampreys of unusual size haunt the waters around Sayuka. Okay, I'm just looking around the outside first, and we'll go into the buildings after. What we got here? Oh, game board is scuffed and scratched from frequent use, is what that says there. Okay. I don't see... Oh, no, there is a game board there. Interesting. Oh, hello. Hello? There we go. A broad-shouldered man with a long, jagged scar across his brow argues with a woman outside of the longhouse. He throws his hands up, about to shout, but the woman cuts him off mid-exclamation.
I will not return to the longhouse, Weto, never! And I won't blunt my teeth about it further!
She plants her hands firmly on her hips and juts out her chin in defiance.
But what are you so stubborn? The Rawatines do us a great favor and you spit in their faces!
Weto ceases his shouting when he notices you listening in.
What do you need?
Is there a problem?
Not at all, not at all. My sister and I are just having a small disagreement.
Weto rubs the back of his neck and looks away embarrassed.
It is because you speak like this that I yell at you in the first place! You're beginning to sound like those Rowatayan outlanders, and it shames me to say so.
What's your problem with the Rowatayans?
Ignore her. She has an urchin up her ass about her cousins from the north and can't be persuaded. I should know. I've tried.
He shoots Tippa an irritated look and rolls his eyes.
Is it so unreasonable to want to protect my culture, our culture, from our greedy neighbors?
He spits on the ground between you and grits her teeth.
They arrive in ships laden with goods they believe will please us and think that gives them the right to build their walls on our land. Then they act surprised when we don't all fall at their feet with cries of gratitude.
She has a point.
Akira, don't encourage her. I will never hear the end.
We are no strangers to the menaces of the Deadfire. Pirates, colonials, Nagati's children. We have bested all of them before. We don't need them or their walls to keep us safe. And we surely don't need their longhouse.
What does this all have to do with the longhouse?
Another of the Rowatayan's tricks. When our huts were destroyed in the storms, they did not rebuild them like they were as we requested. They built this longhouse instead. Are you not one people? They said. Why do you live divided, each caste apart from the others? They believe they know what's best for us, but how we live is not their business. The Fleet Master says we are weak because we don't work as one. She doesn't see that it's our differences that make the Huana strong. She doesn't want to see it, lest it put the lie to their enterprise here.
Weto, why do you support the Rowatayans?
We are no strangers to storms. But last year we suffered many powerful ones in quick succession, and our harvest of koiki fruit was destroyed. Prize share was rationed, famine loomed, and then the Rowatayans sent ships, load after load of food, enough to see us to the next harvest. They could have left us to die, but they didn't.
It was only a ploy to make us dependent on them, Akira. We took their food and helping hands, and now we sleep in their buildings and watch the sea from their walls.
I don't really like the third question, because they are different people, but I'm going to say it anyway, because it's our only continuation here. The Huana and Rowatayans are both Amawa. Why not be allied?
Under whose banner? Rowatai's? Then we cease to be Huana as surely as if they conquered us.
We have the land and resources Rawatai needs, and they have the military might we lack. We share a common ancestor. Why not create a common culture? Together we would be strong.
I say, if you truly believe that, then you're a bigger fool than I thought.
The Huana should forge their own path.
Akira, I don't need you to tell me as much. But I appreciate your support nonetheless.
Tippa nods and gives you a tight smile.
It is gratifying to be heard and understood. That an outlander could do this and my brother could not shames us both.
Caught between the Valians and the Rowatayans, we will be crushed. We need a strong ally to survive the coming years.
Weto shakes his head sadly. He tries to put a hand on his sister's shoulder, but she shrugs him off, a look of disgust curling her lips. Okay. And you?
I hate to see Tippa and Weto fight.
I quite like it, actually. Okay, craftsman, craftswoman. Okay. Also, we got around here, we got a merchant, and we got some fish. The fish on the racks have grown many times larger than species usually get. Hello. Get real close. As you approach, the fish vendor flashes you a broad, cheery grin. He beckons you over with a wave of his hand and directs your attention to his latest delivery. What do you have for sale?
All the wonders of the sea, and more besides.
He directs you to a display selling only the day's catch. Oh, selling the day's catch. I don't know why I added only to that. Luminous lobster. Huh. Nah, not interested. Hello. Koimi. Oh, didn't mean to get that close again, but okay. A young woman leans against the till, her eyes half closed. She jerks awake when she hears the scuff of your boots on the flagstones and fumbles about for something to polish in an effort to look busy.
What can I do for you?
She surreptitiously wipes a bit of drool from the corner of her mouth. What can you tell me about this place?
Sayuka? Bit of a backwater if you ask me, but don't tell the Fleet Master I told you so. This used to be where the fleet would send a person after they'd seen a fellow sailor blown to bits by a cannonball or what have you. That was before those mad druids out in the bog started sending bears and wild cats over the walls, of course.
Oh.
Let me know if you're in the market for something pointy.
There are druids in the bogs who send things over the walls? That sounds interesting. How did a human end up serving with the Royal Deadfire Company?
Everyone's always gotta ask. Not that I blame them. It is a good story.
She slips a long, thin blade from the length of her boot and begins to clean her fingernails.
I was seeing this guy. Let's call him, I don't know, Kono. Kono and I had been carrying on a while when I started making noise about wanting to move in. Frightened the boy so bad, he went and joined the Royal Deadfire Company in the middle of the night. Thing is, I'm a deft hand with a throwing knife, and I know my way around 10 kinds of blades. So I followed him into the service. Pulled my weight, got on a good ship. Kono eventually left to go to poetry school or what have you. But I stayed. Haven't heard a complaint yet.
Ah, I just realized that Kono, I think they're implying that's Kana from the first game? Yeah, like your companion? Interesting. What do you have in stock?
Put your eyes on these.
She waves across the merchandise with a theatrical flair. Oh ho ho. Stalker's Patience, a one-handed spear. So hits with this weapon cause raw damage over time. Does damage to flank targets, increases with stealth skill. Okay, does a lot of damage. Ajumut, a dwarf matron of the Nasik, carried the spear on many of her long hunts. To feed her tribe, she required a tool that would put the beast down quickly from an ambush. She had no intention of dishonoring herself or the hunt merely by maiming the quarry. She failed to grant an animal a clean kill. The barbed spearhead at least granted her assurance the prey would tire, weaken, and expire from blood loss. Interesting. Yeah. Not for us, but it would be good if you had stealth and somebody use spears. Definitely. Distraho. A great sword, two-handed. Interesting. So it does okay damage. Shaken on hit, or critical hit, and then gives you red tear, which is restores health. Okay, once per rest. Not amazing. That's probably why it's so cheap. The pirate known as Damric the Bloody, captain of the Claret, carried the sword during a years-long campaign of murder and mayhem that took him from the seas of Edir to the shores of the White, or Edir to the shores of the White that wends. He was indiscriminate in his violence, preying on merchants and other pirates alike in his quest for treasure and blood. The ships of his many victims were often discovered adrift, their decks littered with corpses, and their rigging strewn with severed heads. Driven only by his insatiable need to spill blood, Danric eventually began to forego even plundering the vessels. As his infamy grew, entire flotillas set sail with the express purpose of hunting down Clara and her captain. Danric's crew, dissatisfied with lack of loot and disillusioned with Danric's malevolent deeds, eventually sold him out to the Valian pirate hunters in exchange for clemency and a sizable bounty. When the Valians boarded, Danric's crew turned on their captain. Salvagers later discovered the Claret floating adrift, the headless bodies of both crews covered on the deck. Neither the Valian frigate nor Captain Daneric were anywhere to be found. Oh. Alright then. Anything here that we need? Not really. If someone's still buying blues at this point, you're... Well, I see. I don't know. You could have come here much earlier, I guess. Just gonna buy all of the generic things, because you never know when we might need them. Right. Well, that's fine. Do a little quick save. Where we go now? Let's go to the Longhouse first. Right. Speak to Juana. See what's going on with them.
God even hear my prayers over all this noise?
Okay, you're no one, oh, wait, anyone along here?
Over, then under, then twist. Good.
Wow.
Kara, it looks so easy when you do it.
This whole place is massive. Okay, never mind. Oh, and we can just take the stuff here. Yeah, oh, we can take that one anyway. Waturi.
Those Raparu dare make such a racket in my longhouse? What were those Royal Deadfire fools thinking?
A large Juana man glares down the length of the building, his fist clenched tight. Oh, I don't know. I don't really like any of these answers. You're an ass.
You'd feel the same if you knew anything about the Juana.
The warrior grunts, a sneer lifting his lips.
What do you want?
Your room is much nicer than the others.
I am Mataru, a warrior. The best quarters are mine by right. And yet I cannot display my most precious possession, my grandmother's warhammer, for fear the Raparu might steal it. It is absurd.
Why would the Raparu steal your stuff?
They know no better. A Juana soul is not born into the Raparu without reason, after all.
He can hardly resist rolling his eyes. How did the Royal Deadfire Company come to control Sayuka?
Not even the greatest Mataru can stand against a fleet of Rauatayan warships.
The warrior speaks with a bitter shake of his head. Alright, see ya. Osaru? A middle-aged Kawaru woman raises her brows in question when you approach, her hands too full with braided ropes of dried reeds to greet you properly. Beside her stands an elderly Raparu man awkwardly grasping his own bundle of reed rope.
Oh, hello. Come to watch me tie rugs, have you?
Osaru here's been teaching me.
He indicates the woman beside him with a dip of his chin. The corners of his mouth twitch like he's trying to hide a smile.
What say, traveler?
Isn't it unusual for a Kawaru and a Raparu to do the same work?
It is, as you say, but I have always admired the beautiful rugs Osaru makes.
And Nadunga can fix anything. Is it not reasonable we should learn from each other?
Though she smiles as she speaks, Osaru's words hold a defensive edge as if she's had to explain their unusual arrangement many times before.
Akira, especially if we must suffer Waturi together.
A sly grin spreads across the old man's face and he elbows Asuri playfully in her side.
Just so.
Osaru swats his arm away with a small laugh. Then her thoughts returning to Wataru, she makes a face like she's bitten an underripe Kawiki fruit. Is it stressful having all the cast living together in one building?
It's not so bad, excepting the nights Waturi gets into the palm wine.
Akira, but that man does snore loud enough to call down the rains.
She snorts, and Nedunga beside her smothers a raspy chuckle.
There is hardly any space to tie my rugs, to be certain, and I haven't had a moment to myself in weeks.
But there are also new friends to be made.
Nedunga finishes her sentence with a warm smile.
Indeed there are. Captain, I am inspired to redecorate our ship's quarters.
Okay, can you teach me how to tie a rug?
It's not a skill one learns in an afternoon, but should you wish to spend many months here in this longhouse, you're welcome.
A deep, throaty laugh rumbles through him.
I say, we have the room, so long as you do not mind sleeping like so many scrolls stuffed in a shelf.
Osaru shares in Nedunga's laugh. Well, farewell.
Carry the winds with you, traveler.
Okay. So we are seeing that they are changing in their culture, and there's no respect for this guy whatsoever right now. Interesting. Ooh. Water. Raparu, 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 Raparu. Near identical beds are well built, but offer little privacy. Raparu, Raparu, Raparu. Okay. Yeah, the whole, yeah, so because they're all living together, the respect is going down, because presumably, when he was off on his own, he was, you know, you got respect for him, you don't see him when he's not.
For what do you stare at me, little man?
Were I staring? I'll just be finding your mind a bit different, so.
My thoughts are for myself, but I give of my heart freely.
And here with me living the other way round.
Anyway, but yeah, if for the normal Matarus, they're all kind of, they go into like leadership mode, if you know what I mean. Like, they'll only see them when they're doing leadership stuff. So you start to respect them more, and then when you're seeing him all the time, it starts to change a little bit. Anyway, open that door, head into the workshop. where apparently we have brilliant engineering minds. Oh, there's Avira, who we need to speak to. What were we just told here? Keep your little pirate friend in line here. Oh, alright. I'll just be taking your gunpowder. Don't you worry about it. When you first enter the workshop, you find a Valian scientist, Avira, and a large Amara man in heated conversation. He gestures wildly. His mouth is set in a hard grimace that bares his pointed teeth. Avira regards him with her hands planted firmly on her hips. When he spots you, his eyes widen.
You! This area is strictly off-limits to non-company personnel. What are you doing here?
Calma, amico. Is this not the casito your Hazanui said she would send?
Avira rolls her eyes. Well, that's me. How can I help?
Praise be. The coral in the harbor is growing out of control, and we've found no way to stop it. We're at our wits' end.
He mops a sheen of sweat from his brow. His broad brow. He mops a sheen of sweat from his broad brow. That doesn't make sense. I thought it was just me being, you know, misreading it, as I have done a couple times here, but he mops a sheen of sweat from his brow, a handkerchief. The a handkerchief bit doesn't really connect. I assumed there's meant to be with in between. Okay, right.
I've surmised that a magical disturbance must be the source of the problem. So far as I can tell, the most likely candidate is a strange magical signature emanating from someplace off the southeast coast of the island, deep beneath the sea.
The Huanas records show that an ancient Nguithan ruin, Signath Moor, once stood at that approximate location. I do not doubt that something in that ruin is the source of the trouble. Perguono, take this. It is my masterpiece, Ak.
She heaves a large bulbous helm off the nearby shelf and hands it to you. Diving equipment. Oh.
The helmet should allow you to breathe underwater for time enough to deal with the disturbance, provided, of course, that you hurry.
Well, I'll make it my top priority.
The Royal Deadfire Company thanks you for your assistance, Watcher.
And your bravery. Auret auguri!
Auret auguri. Good luck, literally translated as into golden wishes. Okay.
The Hazanui demanded additional cannons. We must oblige her.
We cannot spare the weight. Already the ballast is overtaxed.
Increase the size of the ballast then.
And store it where? Then we must increase the size of the ship.
Take your concerns to the Valian. This mess is her responsibility now.
Okay. The glass inset in this strange dome is very thick. Ooh, books. Monsters, Reddit. Hey, Hetu.
This won't do.
Stay out of the way.
Alright. Well, good. Ooh, we take that? We can indeed. Lightning bomb. That sounds good.
Watch and learn.
Whatever hides beneath this tarp reeks of brass polish and machine oil. You can also have this. Yep. Right, Avira, hello.
Ak, so much to do, so few hours in the day.
Oh, nothing more to talk about there then, is there? Oh, hello.
We're under attack. Hold them off while I tell the others.
What are you talking about?
There's no time. I have to warn the engineers.
Okay, we're under attack apparently. Interesting. Definitely save, and then I don't see any. Oh, the Rawatine soldiers started combat, but we are not yet in combat, so we cannot see anything. What's attacking? Oh, a bear.
Show him how it's done.
Kill him. Yeah. Okay. We have no issues killing bears.
Oh, might as well be hitting the water.
Okay. I don't think we need to use anything in particular to kill it, although actually it seems to be living for quite a while. Oh, there is a bog druid next to him. Maybe I should have aimed for the druid.
That.
Ah, the druid healed the bear. Yeah, that's an issue. Anyway, it's fine. We got deep wounds on now, so that should be taken away. It should be damaging at the same rate as the healing's going on. And now it's dead. Alright, everyone on the bog druid. Wait, do I have 2 running into melee range? Yes, I have the bird. That's fine. Then we have a lot of boars. Get them. Fine.
Yeah, I'll take. That looks like it hurt.
No, I do have another one in merit. No, that's Seraphim. Fine. You attack that boar. You attack that one. You attack that one. Right. Attack this one. Oh my god. Stop charging everywhere. Very annoying. Right.
Right between the eyes.
Yep. Perfect. Right.
Ahoy.
Grab the loot.
Consider it
Grab some more loot.
Done and done.
Grab some more loot.
Don't think I can pull that off.
Okay. There's more. Oh, there's more along here. Okay. Tiger. Yeah, get it.
There's something you don't see every day.
And it's almost dead. And it's dead. Bog Druid. Dead.
Trying
Tiger.
to keep it up, Maya.
Almost dead. Almost dead. Dead. Right. Grab the loot.
Aye.
Head back along here. Right. What did our quest ask us to do? It asked us to speak to Fleet Master Okaya. Okay. Definitely gonna do that now. Right. See what she has to say about the bog druids attacking. Hello.
I'm told you were instrumental in our stand against the druids. Well done. The druids have harried us from the moment we made landfall.
Your people fought admirably.
For a bunch of pencil-twiddling engineers, you mean? Several days ago, I dispatched a small force to quell them, but I've heard nothing of them since. To be frank, I suspect they were killed. And I no longer have enough people to repel another attack. We Rowattians are tougher than most, but we're engineers all the same. We weren't trained to fight. Given your impressive showing in our hour of need, I'd hoped I might impose on you with a request for aid.
Go on.
Go to the bog where I sent my people. You'll find the druids' leaders there, no doubt. Kill them. Should you do so, the Royal Deadfire Company would stand in your debt, and I would be immensely grateful.
Well, I'm not going to kill them, but I am going to go there and talk to them, obviously. Yeah. Right, so I think that this seems like a good point to end the episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.